screen. Yeah, good evening, everyone. And thank you for joining on this Saturday evening, morning for the session on business development. And we'll learn how to build a business development strategy and on the foundation of value proposition and business model. So we have both cohort 2 and 3 startups, gold and a select silver startups. The silver startups who already have a BD engine running for their, so we've invited only select silver startups. So I just share my screen. It's a 1 hour session. Yeah. So we'll have the presentation for me around 40 minutes and then we will break for Q&A and also the next step. So we are not only going to share about the business development, but also going to touch upon the next steps in gold, especially. So for silver folks, you know what's going to happen once you migrate to gold. And for gold folks, the next steps will be clear now. And it's a joint session. In fact, cohort 1 also we had invited for a refresher, because at times strategy is alien because it's not our day-to-day lingo. Says leke aao, paisa leke aao, wo customer se kya hua nahi. It's not in our day-to-day lingo, strategic. And that's why if you look at chief strategy officer, it will be in organizations which are 1,000 crore also. I'm saying less, maybe 2,500 crore above. There'll be this designation of chief strategy officer, which also, if you read books like Good Strategy, Bad Strategy, you'll realize that 90% of the time they do more of the same. They're happy with status quo or business as usual, what we call business as usual. Whereas strategy is all about not business as usual. It's all about kind of disrupt yourself versus someone else trying to disrupt you. So again, welcome everyone, and I hope it's an enriching journey built on our value proposition business model. So these are the questions we answered in the exercises. We've kind of given you the gist. See, every word in this PPT has been thought through, has depth. So I'll be sharing this PPT also, especially with the gold startups. But so we understood whether we have a clear TG. When I'm going to sell my product or get a customer for a product, do I have a clear target audience or TG? And finally, is there a good differentiated value for the customers? So that's how, as Sarthi, we were looking for gaps, critical gaps. We said stop the car, repair, and then only move forward. Important gaps you can fill while the car is moving. So these are the 2 key questions around 19 parameters which we shared with you, where we rated you. So once we were clear, because that's foundation. If there's value in the game, then only it's good to build a business model engine of value exchange. So then in value exchange, there is roles being played by critical players in that value delivery. So any kind of the organization is built, it's more than founders, there's partners, or there's an organization who's delivering that value. And it needs to have competence. So that organization or value delivery has to be backed by competence, leading to revenue streams for the organization. So fine, you have a product, you are giving it to customers. Is the customer giving you 100 plus if it's a GMV product, or straight away commission for your effort? So based on these 2, which we've kind of done in the discovery phase, for silver, we've kind of removed gaps and given you work on these gaps, is the business development plan. Yeah. So again, I'm reiterating, business development plan is built only on a strong value proposition with a viable business model. Yeah. Otherwise, it will be on a weak foundation. It might work for some time. It might crash in some time. Yeah. So that's the critical element which we are going to build now on a, just a minute. Rajaram, I think Vinod is looking for the link. He's calling me. You can share this link with him, Rajaram. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Girish, I had some problems joining with my account. So
no problem, Mahesh. Manoj, so Vinod is calling me, Rajaram. Just share this Zoom link, because he's, I think, searching for it. Yeah. Okay, so I'll move forward.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
So this is the BD plan session mainly. Also, it will highlight other key activities like due diligence and referrals, which is a part of key 3 pillars of gold. Are these 3: BD strategy, referrals, and due diligence leading to investment. So these are the 3 key pillars of this BD strategy. So the question, and I'll put it with a story of why does an organization need a BD strategy at startup level, 3 lakh, 5 lakh MRR? Why do you need a BD strategy, right? So a story. I built it on the startup. I know a little about the startup, which was a part of cohort 2. I'm adding. So this startup had a SaaS product for CA organizations. So CA organizations, he'd built it for office management and client management. So as you audit your client, so they spent almost 9 months to a year developing a wonderful product. They felt, okay, CAs are going to love this product. So now, after a year of effort, good money went into development. They said, now let's go to the CA community, CA fraternity, and share our product. So ideas on the table, what ideas? So email marketing. So they went and bought a database at 10 paisa or 20 paisa per lead of CA firm partners. And they had around 2,500. They said email marketing. One day evening, they came and in their email library, our mailbox will be full of leads. Next day, they opened the mailbox, 0 leads. Evening में एक lead आया, but he was trying to sell them something instead of buy their CA suit product. So they said, yeah, what did we do wrong? So we've developed a wonderful product. We believe it's solving unsolved problem. We did good marketing also of attracting the right CA firms, but no inquiries. So then, as founders, what's the next idea on the table? Let's do it ourselves. So let's do cold calling to CA firms. They were based in Bangalore. So they got the address, name addresses, Googled, and said, as good founders, as you see them, paid leke, they said, let's go to the CA firms. And one went to TG3, a pool of CA firms. One went to TG2. TG2 realized that they were so small. They said, yeah, hamare paas to Tally bhi pirated hai. What more can we invest into buying a suit for managing our manpower? And we are a small firm. So we don't spend too much expenses on buying, forget SaaS solutions, even Tally, we use a pirated version. So he came back empty-handed. TG3, he got a few appointments, 3 appointments. He couldn't meet the partner. 2 appointments, he could meet the partner. One sort of semi-interested, he kept free POC kar lo. And then all sweaty on the Bangalore summer, he came back and he said, yeah, marketing is tough. They were technologists, they were the product designers, product managers, but marketing is a tough work. So how many of you believe marketing is tough? Show of hands is fine. Marketing is tough. All of us. So that's the lesson they learned, that, okay, marketing is tough. But the basic questions they're not answered of, is there value in the game? Is there value exchange possible to be happened? Before they had built this marketing engine, so-called marketing engine, it was a trial and error marketing engine. Email marketing, cold calling, these are all trial and error methods which we do marketing on. Yeah. So this is kind of the map of the TGs. If they have 5 different TGs, TG -1, -2 is wrong TG. What I mentioned, he went to a CA firm. He said, I don't even have Tally, forget buying another SaaS solution for my employee management and audit management. So that's TG -2. So this is normal BD. That's trial and error BD, which startups do, and land up getting some business, but a lot of effort is wasted in this kind of marketing, which we do. And this is an example. If you've seen Times of India today, I found this ad in Times of India today in Bangalore of jackfruit homes. Yeah. So this is a form of marketing which, at least at the startup level, see, if it was a big organization with 100 crore turnover, then it is some sort of directed marketing. Otherwise, it is what we call carpet bombing. Yaar, koi to aayega. If I put a TOI ad with a readership of maybe 15-20 lakhs in Bangalore, maybe more, to koi to aayega. And so I, as a kida, I called them. I said, chalo, I have a land and I want to build a house. And I asked a few pointed questions. And that guy gave up. He said, sir, I'm a call center executive. I'll make my architect call you on Monday first half. So now, will the customer wait for Monday first half after your maybe 30-40 lakh of Times of India full page ad worth? That's what Times of India charges for a full page ad, I believe. And will the customer wait now till Monday, or will he's in a hurry to decide vendors? And I gave him his competitor names also, like I'm in a hurry to decide. But after 3-4 questions, he gave up. He said, I'm a call center executive. So lead generation, lead going into dungeon, going into your drain and going back into the ETP, STP. So that is marketing, which happens even with funded. I assume this is a funded startup. That's why he's able to afford a full page Times of India ad. but not able to convert lead to customer easily. He is losing leads because of not having an effective conversion engine. Yeah. With me till now, I'm giving you 2 case studies of how if you don't have a reasonable strategic plan, you land up doing carpet bombing. If you've got money in the bank, best way to get leads is tell the world I have got this solution. Forget about he's my TG, he's not my TG. Tell the world, which is typical carpet bombing. Yeah. Versus the strategic BD plan. Now, strategic BD plan, anyone who builds a strategic BD plan, first of all, has a crisp understanding of his TG. This is my TG, whom I'm going to sell my solution to. So, and he understands what he can serve. So if as a startup, you have a capacity of serving 100 customers a month, and you already have 80, 90, then technically you don't need to do any marketing. You just need to wait. The 80, 90 may give you a few referrals. But if you have a capacity to serve 100 and you have only 20, then you need a strategic marketing plan to get that 20 to say 80, 90, because even 100 is full capacity. There might be loss of customer or dissatisfied customers if you're running at full capacity. So this startup has a clear understanding, and the founders are in the office. They're very clear. They want to build a strategic BD plan where the right customers come knocking at their doors, yeah, from the right TGs. And in fact, the lead management system even has a tab, so which they can close. Okay, now I've got 30 leads. I can manage 30 in a day. Let me close the tap. Not possible with the Times of India. You cannot close a tap after a Times of India because you generate tons of leads in 48, 72 hours. Then people will forget that. Yeah. So this, and they block the pipelines from is wrong because they understand startup time is valuable. Right? You might hire a call center executive, you might have, but you cannot have unlimited lead management effort. So that's why you don't want, so you block the, so I'll give Sarthi's example. On our website, we've created that 5-minute test just to block leads. We don't want idea stage startups. We don't want startups account. So at least 30% of the people who take the 5-minute test don't even save the test, go back in. Sarthi is not for me. So that's an auto blocking system we've created for Sarthi because we don't want wrong leads to come into Sarthi. It needs effort to nurture a lead after it comes to us. So this is kind of the plan to build a strategic BD. This is the kind of foundation on which strategic BD is built, that you need the right leads. Ideally, the leads should come to you versus you leaving the office and reaching out to the leads. That's the best scenario, which a strategic BD plan should serve you with. It should serve you leads on your table instead of you going to the market to fish for leads. Yeah, with me till now, everybody? Of the value which a strategic BD plan brings to you versus traditional BD or digital marketing on. So it's very valuable now. You, especially gold startups, you got clarity on there's value on the table for the customer. You clarity on value exchange. So you created revenue streams. Now is the right time to build a strategic BD plan. Yeah. So this is the term which we liked, which is the creation of long-term value. So every customer you convert is technically a long-term customer because of the repeat customer rate, because of and with not only customers, but markets and relationships. Yeah. So it's creating long-term value for your startup from customers, markets, and relationships. So this is the definition, Scott Pollack's, and this is Sarthi's definition. So we are very clearly saying developing business means developing relationships. Value will be on the table for the customer. Value exchange will be there. Our job is to sustain that value and ensure that the relationship is long-term. Yeah. So with, again, not relationship with everyone, with population groups for solving their problem, towards which we have committed ourselves. So we've committed ourselves that we are making startups fundable. Startups need themselves to be made fundable. So for that population group only, and our filtration mechanism, which kind of gives that gap, or the selection mechanism, which says that you're fundable or you need to work on these gaps before you become fundable. So developing relationships, long-term relationships, and the best measure is NPS, whether your relationship. So, and NPS is a tough measure. I had explained to you before also, I'll share it later. That means, is it a relationship or is it a transaction with your customer? That's the kind of confidence you should be having, that am I in the relationship game or am I in the transaction game, that I've served him, he's taken my product, I've collected money, chapter over. But BD is not about chapter over. BD is about lifelong relationship with the right population groups. Yeah. So that's Sarthi's definition of business development. It's about developing relationships. Just park this word, sleep with it, drink it, eat it. That one word, relationships. That's what the objective of BD is. It's to develop relationships, business will get developed on the top of relationships. With me till now?
Yep.
Kind of, this is merging traditional marketing sales into business development. So not only marketing sales, even operations is technically a part of business development, right? So we are saying business development has 4 key steps. The first is attract right prospects. From, you saw the TG1 and TG-1. It's not even saying go and get, it's saying attract. Very powerful word. That's why I said every word in this presentation has depth. So attract right prospects. They can come through your website. They can come through your customer's reference. Yeah. So attract right prospects. Then initiate engagement. So once they've entered your space, if you imagine a shop, they've kind of entered the shop and they want to buy the product which you are selling. Yeah. Then you initiate engagement. Some person deals with that lead which has come and understands how the organization gets satisfied, even sells the lead, but how X, Y, Z have got value. Therefore, you will be also getting value through what we are selling. So then the objective is to build relation. It's not about converting a sale and then tata bye-bye. And the day after tomorrow, customer comes, I was not happy because I bought this product. You say, boss, go and speak to the company. I don't know you. Yeah. So that's not about building relation. That's about transaction selling, which was traditional marketing and sales, which we all know we've seen across organizations. We faced tough retailers at times who say, boss, go and speak to the company. I've sold you the product. I don't manufacture the product. But that's not building relationship. Yeah. That's why Amazon and all these are built 30-day free return. I will deal with the manufacturer. Yeah. You buy a iPhone or you buy a AC. If you have a challenge, return it. I will deal with the manufacturer. That's about building relationships. Yeah. Versus traditional retailer. Rarely have I known retailers taking back products easily, because who will have a semi-used product on his inventory? They'll have to fight with the company to take it back. Company will refuse, saying customer's fault, why it's defective. There's so many challenges, but retailers changed all that. And then after you build relationship, create value in the game. So these are the 4 key steps, pillars of business development. Marketing, sales, and to some extent even operations subsume into this, right? So it's the new definition. So if I have a marketing head, I have a sales and organization. Technically, he's doing BD only, but he's doing traditional BD. What we are trying to build is a new age BD for startups who are lean, who are wanting to get value from every engagement without being stuck into silos of sales, marketing, operations. Yeah. So that's why this is the new kind of engagement, giving the similar or better returns than the traditional marketing, sales, operations. Yeah.
Just a quick question. Should the marketing block be on the left of the funnel in order to attract prospects, in order to put something in that funnel?
So when you say attract right prospects, that's your marketing effort, Vinod. When you are in BD, when you are attempting to attract right prospects, that's your marketing effort, or cold calling effort if it's a sales effort with no marketing. We give the example of that startup who developed. So they didn't get anything from marketing. So they said, let's do cold calling, let's do selling, forget marketing for the time being. We need leads desperately. Yeah. So this is subsuming into this. Business development includes attracting right prospects, which is technically marketing. The right prospects should be entering themselves with your marketing effort. Right, Vinod? Slightly new terms, I know, but if you do,
all I was saying was, shall we move that block from there? Because to me, it's a little confusing. That's all I was asking.
So technically, you don't need to see marketing, sales if you are doing BD. It subsumes marketing, sales, and even a part of operations. That's what I'm telling you. It subsumes, but the subsume means it's under it. If I am doing BD in an organization, I don't need to do marketing separately. Lead generation will happen through the BD engine, which starts with attracting right prospects. Okay, Vinod?
Okay.
Yeah. So we've broken it down into 9 steps more. So attract right prospects, there are 2 steps. Identify and locate. Yeah. So we saw the full page ad of TY. Yeah. No identify, locate, that's carpet bombing. If you have money in the bank, of course, we can do carpet bombing and assume we are able to convert even 0.1% of TOI leaders. Forget 0.1, 0.001% also, engine will be full. But normally startups don't have full page ad money. And number 2, any marketer will tell you no one TOI ad can get you any leads. You need to have a marketing budget to build your brand. So only by the second, third, fourth, it sinks in. That's why on a TV, you see the same Swiggy running in one IPL 20 overs, they'll have run the ad 10 times. So that's about marketing. It has to linger on in your customer's mind. It cannot just be one ad and over. So any marketing person will tell you, one ad is no, rather not do it, but create a campaign instead of just doing one ad. But I've seen just one ads in many of these startups because they have budget for one ad. They believe one ad se lead aa jayega, we'll be done. Yeah. So the first is identify, locate. The first step of BD, which marketing is subsumed in this, is of identifying my right TG and locating them. Yeah. The second is reach out and acquire, convert. So I've identified them. Now, how do I reach out to them? So reach out also means knocking. They coming knocking at our doors instead of we going there. So we ensure they come and we only serve them. And then we acquire, convert. So we show the differentiated value which we are bringing to the table versus competition bringing to the table. And that's how we convince them and we convert them. But normal sales ends there. Acquire, convert, customer in, money in the bank, close. BD, that's the start of relationship building. Your sale is the start of relationship building, and you cannot end the relation just by selling and collecting the money. So you keep engaging, you serve the customer. What I give you Amazon example, AC is installed, AC is working fine. 30 days you have to fully use the AC and be satisfied that I made the right purchase. Yeah. So you keep engaging and serving the customer and even encouraging him, give me feedback. Yeah. So this is the relationship building of engage. And then finally, value creation happens through serve, support, and championize. So I was talking about NPS, so NPS will come in the championize bit. So these are the 4 pillars of BD in which marketing, sales, and a part of operations get subsumed. And we'll be going into the exercises of all these 4 pillars, from attracting right prospects to initiating engagement, building relation, and creating value in the game, which is proven by referrals, customer championizing my company or product. Yeah, any questions? Happy to take it now. Because next we'll be going into the exercises of what are the exercises for identify, locate. Exercise 1, reach out, acquire, convert. Exercise 2, engage. Exercise 3, serve, support, championize. Exercise 4. But I'm again repeating, there's no separate marketing, there's no separate sales. It's a part of BD effort. Great. So let's build our BD plan. So as I said, every plan has to have a start date, end date, start matrix, end matrix. So the first objective, so as I mentioned, if you are a startup who has capacity to serve 100 in a month and you have 80 in a month, technically you don't need a strong BD plan to start with, unless you increase that capacity from 100 to 500 and then say I need a BD plan for now moving this 80 to 400, 450. Yeah. So it starts with your capacity. So therefore, relationships, financials, how much do you want? So I am doing a MRR of 8 lakhs. I want to reach a MRR of 15 lakhs. Is by this date. And therefore, for reaching 15 lakhs, I need these many customers to buy my this product, these many customers to buy my this product, like that. It will have a detailed goal and with a start date and end date. So that's, otherwise the BD plan is in the air. It's a theoretical BD plan unless you have a clear start date, end date with clear matrix, start matrix and end matrix. And in these matrix, capacity is critical. What you can serve should be what you want to build BD for. Everybody with me? Is it simple English and simple to understand? Yeah. Yeah, everybody with me at least. Yes.
Girish, can you just explain it once again? I'm still trying to get the connect between A and B. Like you have 2 dates that I understood.
Yeah.
So, but what
today
happened?
You have 5 suppliers, 10 customers for your business.
Got it. So it's all about numbers.
Numbers.
Yeah. Oh, got
and
it.
These 5 suppliers are leading to 2 lakh MRR. So if I move to 15 suppliers, I'll have 5 lakh MRR.
Got it. Right? Yeah.
So 4 exercises: identify, locate, reach out, acquire, engage, serve, support, and championize. So 9 elements of BD, which will be broken into 4 exercises. Yeah.
So Girish, this would essentially mean that for any company, you need to have not only the system in place, but also the team in place to do this without too much of a breakage, right? For a startup, mostly the startups are lean, and where they struggle is in building that initial team and sustaining that team, because after that, then it runs like an engine, right? But our experience is that we get stuck at that point where we really need to build that 5-member team or a 10-member team to get this engine moving and get these practices in place. So how do you suggest for us from a startup perspective we handle this?
So Rakesh, as I said, a silver startup with a BPBM gaps, building a BD engine will be leading to a lot of leakage, and it will be an ineffective BD engine unless those gaps are covered first. Yeah. At the same time, you can build as a founder, I can build a lean BD plan, yeah, and partner with other folks. And Sathi is there for this. Sathi is kind of like, we handled you on VP, BM, we are going to handhold you as you build your BD plan. And the execution will be where partners come in. And a few employees may come in executing your BD strategy. Executing, I repeat, not to build it. Build, the founder can build it himself.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, I get it.
So the first exercise, for this, the TG has to be clear. So if you are unclear on the TG, then what to build on? Times of India full page ad is best, because koi to aayega. If I'm giving a full page ad with 40 lakh readership, koi to aayega. It's carpet bombing at its best. Yeah. So, but if I have limited marketing monies, then I have to be very thrift in spending, and I have to measure input output at every stage and stop marketing where input output is weak. So output divided by input is weak, stop that marketing engine and only ensure that the marketing engine, which is giving good output divided by input, gets the maximum inputs, maximum of monies. So our objective in this is to build an outreach plan. So whom we have to reach out to. So I have this limited marketing monies. I have a clarity of my TG. Yeah. So coming back to that CA example. So after they did this email marketing, they went and visited, they got an understanding that my TG is only CAs who have between 10 to 100 employees. And that is also TG1 is 10 to 50 employees, the mid lower, and 50 to 100 employees mid higher. Less than 10 employees is not my TG, more than 100 employees is not my TG. Yeah. So that's where they got an understanding. So now they have to build an outreach plan to reach this CA firms with an employee strength of 10 to 100. And they've defined it into 2 TGs. Now, outreach plan is like trying to find where my population groups under that TG are. In fact, I was discussing with my colleague and he was telling me it's like a policeman trying to, some theft has happened. And policeman gets a weak understanding of this is the kind of person who's, so where will he find that thief? That's the kind of discussion, thought process has to go in, that where is this TPG available? Where is he spending time? So for that, you'll have to define some coordinates. So like for the thief example, railway station pe bhag raha hoga, he must be going to his hometown, or he must be visiting his wife here, or he must be at this bar. So like that, how the policeman thinks about the thief, you'll have to think about your TG. Under that TG, what TPG, where can I find him or her? Yeah. If it's an organization, where is the critical decision maker of that organization visible? Is it in a BNI meeting? Is it in a NASCOM subcommittee? So like that, you'll have to find out your TPGs separately under that TG to build an outreach plan for them. So you have to reach there. So for that, you have to find them first. Like catch the thief, so you have to find the thief first, then you can catch it. Yeah. So for that, list important critical coordinates. So for this audit firm, they listed Bangalore, and that also they divided Bangalore into South Bangalore, North Bangalore, and they said, okay, we'll divide these two. They already listed the 2 TGs as 10 to 50 and 50 to 100 employee strength. Then they looked at where could they find the CA. So they searched in BNI, they searched in CA, the IC Institute to find out the listings of the CAs, the employee strength. They also looked at Google Map listings and got a sense, LinkedIn, So that's where you kind of identify the coordinates. So they looked at one key coordinate was employees, number of employees. Yeah. Second, they have to be visible online for them to search it. So that's how we have to use that policeman's eye to find either offline or online my TPGs under my TGs, and then group them together. So Bangalore South North can be grouped together as TPG 1+2 under TG 1 of 10 to 50 employees. So location, age can be grouped. So CA firms more than 30 years could be tough to crack versus CA firms less than 10 years who are new and new age. So like that, you can look at the coordinates and group them together to build an outreach plan for this TG. So that's our first exercise. We have to build an outreach plan by converting TGs to TPGs. Yeah. Next year to map them. So because as I said, resources are limited, I have a capacity, I have to reach from 10 customers to 80 customers. After that, my capacity is over. So which TPG should I target first? Under which TG will come only when I know that, okay, if I attack this population, I'm able to convert 10%. So my capacity will be over with just targeting one TPG, or I'll have to go to 5 TPGs to fill my capacity, or I'll have to go 3 TPGs in TG1 and 2 TPGs in TG2 to fill my capacity. So that's why you have to kind of map the opportunity, what we call about market understanding, TAM, SAM. So we are trying to map that opportunity bottom up here instead of top down. Yeah. And then attacking that market. So build an outreach plan with a clear bottom up understanding of the market. And in this, therefore, the tips are keep it simple. The TGs and TPGs, you know well, only prioritize them. The balance you can put, I don't know outside Bangalore CA firms. So I can put them as a separate group. I'll attack them later. But my 10 to 80 capacity will be filled only by Bangalore CA firms, South Bangalore with 10 to 50 employees and 50 to 100 employees. So that's how you can prioritize what areas you are aware of. So as the CA firm, they were not aware of outside Bangalore CAs. They're based in Bangalore. So that let's prioritize and only map the TPGs we know well. The balance we can put in a bucket to open later when we want to go from 100 to 500. Questions? On exercise 1 of building an outreach plan by mapping the population groups on these parameters, location, age, institution. There are some samples, you can build it on your own. We can discuss even individual case studies for Blue Element or Scoopin. Yeah.
Girish, I think as the startups, as our team members start completing the templates, they will have more questions. So they can simply reach out to the mentors. At this point in time, they are trying to digest all that has been said till now.
Fine. So now we've identified the market to reach out to, the population groups we have to reach out to. So now this is normally what traditional marketing does, is the marketing plan. Yeah. So I know whom to reach out to, rarely done. People build a digital marketing plan without understanding. Facebook marketing karte hain. Let's do LinkedIn marketing. They build that plan without understanding TGs, TPGs properly. And that's where the waste happens, drain happens, which is very painful for a startup when you spend 1 lakh on marketing on Facebook and you get 3 converted customers. Why? Because you didn't have a clear TG, TPG understanding before you build the outreach plan. And digital marketers can build only this plan for you, the outreach plan. Facebook marketing, age group this, men, women, HR head, salary this, they can build an outreach plan based on. So the weaker your TG, TPG understanding, the weaker your digital marketing plan or any marketing plan. So this is, as I said, this is traditional marketing plans which are built are basically the reach out and acquire plans. Objective of that is, of course, what is the objective of marketing? Bring customer to our space zone so that we can convert them. So let the customer come knocking saying, I want your business, which happened for the Times of India. It's a customer came knocking saying, I want to build a home. Yeah. But for that, if you have limited monies, the best is to break it and target the population groups, TGs, who are getting the maximum value first and would easily become your referrals. So they will refer you to the next set of population groups, will refer you to the next. So for that, you'll have to have clear means to know where they are first. So if it's a B2B business, what corporate forums are they? Are they in TIE? Are they in incubation centers? If I look at Sarthi, we searched at these places for startups to come to our programs. Yeah. So where are they? What are the hotspots? Do you need any partners to reach those TGs, TPGs? Do you need any vendor? So all that questions will be answered in this exercise when you build out your reach out and acquire plan. Yeah. And then, of course, you'll need tools of email marketing, digital marketing, cold calling. Here, you may do it yourself. You may hire vendors to do it for you. Yeah. So as I said, traditional marketing is normally exercise 2. It's a reach out and acquire plan, which normally people build with limited or nil understanding of TGs and TPGs. But for B2B especially, you have to be clear who are the decision makers, what way you pitch to them. Do you just send a mailer? Do you send a brochure? Do you send testimonials? How do you pitch to them is also a part of exercise 2 as to how does he convert. Ideally, your message should convert 70% of the customer. Your effort should be for the balance 30% conversion. But that's tough to reach, but that should be your goal, that my message converts maximum of my customers. Yeah. But for that, the decision journey, the right, especially B2B, where there are multiple stakeholders, you have to be clear on who's going to play what role and who should be the first to attempt to reach out to, second, third, and then closure of the business deal. So it's a gradual conversion process, exercise 2. It's not, so what we saw, the marketing plan also, that's only one part of the reach out and acquire. This is reach out and acquire plan. It's part marketing, part selling conversion plan, both put together. So the tips are map customer side stakeholders to understand their decision journey if it's slightly complicated. So I believe for Blue Element, it will be slightly complicated. There'll be business owner, there'll be HR, there'll be finance, and some extent the operations head who will come into play. So you have to map who are the stakeholders, what do they want for the problem to be solved. The finance wants to save money, operations wants to ensure that the person whom I have recruited is the higher probability that they join. So all these clarities will bring you the stakeholders' pain point, and therefore is your solution answering those pain points. So please do a practical and practicable exercise. It's not a theoretical exercise, right? The more you know your TG well, your TPGs well, you can build a practicable. And of course, do not try everything yourself. So there are digital marketing experts, there are content writers. So you have to use experts where their role comes in. So this is where we are suggesting that don't do it yourself fully. Use experts where, but with a specific goal, give task given to them, that this is your task, please do it. And partner with other startups so that you can combine efforts to reach out to the right customers. Yeah, so that's also one idea. Again, stopping for questions.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
You said make it a practical plan.
Yes.
Now, do we make this plan based on a current capacity or capacity based on that you have received some money, post money kind of a plan?
Ideally do both. One is clear plan which you'll execute. One is a plan you'll execute as soon as money comes in. This is 90% handle on this input will lead to this output. There 60% handle. This input will lead to this output. So build both, but P1 is your plan which you're executing immediately. One is a short-term plan, one is a slightly long-term plan with money. And as an investor, I'll also like to see that engine, which has a good input-output ratio for my money also.
Girish, I want to understand the definition of basically the difference between TG, TPG, and PG. How
TPG, PG is the same. Somewhere I've used PG, sometimes TPG.
Okay. Then fine.
And you want to know TG and TPG also?
No. That's understood.
PG,
basically,
TPG,
within the target group, it is the population group that
Population
you need to identify. Yeah, understood.
So population group, you should be knowing the GPS location, either virtually or physically. TG, you know the broad, that this
Broader
is my TG.
ones.
Yeah. Population
So-
group, you should know the GPS.
Yeah,
location.
where I can find that basically.
Yeah.
Got it.
Good questions, Bata. Happy to take more. So this is the third exercise, which is part operations. We are saying, okay, customer has agreed. He's given you a purchase order. He is saying, okay, I want to buy a product. It could be free POC, paid POC, but it's like now that business is going to get converted to a relationship, or business is going to convert it to just a satisfied customer, or business is going to convert to a dissatisfied customer. And the purpose of this is to build the relation. As I said, the definition of business development is building valuable relationships which are technically lifelong. So this relationship should lead to new leads coming in for my business. Yeah. So therefore, we have to make this guest customer a confirmed brand champion. Yeah. So that's the high benchmark you said. It's not about just converting a customer, giving him my solution and taking money. It's about converting him into a brand champion. That is wowed. He's saying, yeah, he's going to tell 10 customers without me prodding him even that, okay, I was wowed by the solution. I think you'll also be liking it. Because there are so many, actually these customers are in similar sets. Sathi example, we at least 30 to 40% of our leads are from our startups and mentor investors of previous cohorts or VIP cohorts. And that's why we eagerly did the NPS score. In fact, Abhilasha would be reaching out for you, but we didn't send to few of you because we said, let cohort 3 complete, then we'll send the NPS. But this is actually proof that the relationship is going to lead to more business. And I don't need a very big BD engine or very big marketing budget because my existing relationships are going to lead to new business. So that's the power of a BD engine if it's effective. That your marketing monies are conserved as you go from 10 to 50, 50 to 500 customers. Marketing monies are conserved instead of you need excess of that because your good enough leads are coming from your existing customers. So for that, you have to identify what is that one key philosophy which that customer is looking for and you are giving it. I'm again repeating that one key philosophy which customer is looking for. And so I put 3 examples also. So Apple understood that one key philosophy about technological superiority. And they said, no, but we are superior, but does it end with just being superior? We have to communicate. So that was the reason Apple stores were born, and Apple stores are high touch point stores. As you enter, someone is there to entertain you, guide you, tell you about the features, tell you how Apple is far, far superior than everyone else, and with an aura of hum kuch hai. So that's about Apple Store ka customer engagement philosophy, that create technologically wow products, go and tell the customer. As soon as he is coming into your zone, go and tell him. Yeah. Amazon is all about customer centricity. So that's their key engagement philosophy, that my customer is king. That's why the 30-day free policy, no refund ask. I got at least 2 products. Amazon didn't come and pick it up. Also, he just gave me a refund. So customer is king. यार सच बोल रहा है, झूठ बोल रहा है, analyze later, profit हो रहा है, loss हो रहा है, look at later. Customer बोल रहा है. In fact, the only credit card where I get my points before I even pay my credit card bill, right? They credit you. So that's all about customer sensitivity. Quickly put the customer into the center of your relation and act. McDonald's, anyone to guess what is the key customer engagement philosophy of McDonald's?
Operational excellence.
Slightly close. McDonald's key customer engagement philosophy. They live by it. Yeah. Anyone?
Food delivered with, whatever, within
standardized
a minute or something, like from the time.
Speed. Yeah. So it's one word. It's called speed.
Speed.
Everything
Yeah, right.
McDonald's has designed, from the bins to the cooking process to the seating process. My seats are less than 30 meters from the billing counter. It's speed. The customer should come and go and he should have khana ho bhi gaya. I had a 1 hour lunchtime, I'm out in 15 minutes. Everything is about speed. Fast food, they coined the term fast food and they have lived to it even today. They are a fast food business. Yeah. Okay. Starbucks, anyone?
I think the customer experience.
Yes, Rajesh. Perfect. So Starbucks is not bothered. They are the best coffee in the world. They are the cheapest, costliest. It's all about experience. Once you enter the Starbucks outlet, and you can sit for hours, you can even not bill. There will be no one coming and telling you what. In fact, Cafe Coffee Day copied that to some extent. The Starbucks is all about, when you enter, you should get that vibe that kuch hai yahan pe, which attracts me to sit at times even hours with maybe ordering a coffee or maybe just ordering something. That's all about experience. I think that zone attracts you, the Starbucks zone, it's about coffee is ordinary for Indians especially, and Starbucks is still the fastest growing coffee chain in India. Because I still believe it's ordinary coffee, but who goes to Starbucks for coffee? Yeah, you go for the experience. Perfect. So that's what you should identify for yourself. What is that key customer philosophy in 1 to 3 points, which I am giving and the customer is wanting? Both have to marry. It's not that you are giving, customer not wanting, failure. Customers wanting, you are not able to give, failure. Yeah. And that's where solving that unsolved problem, giving value, ensuring value exchange, everything culminates together. Till you've not identified that, and this will come from your VPBM only. This key customer engagement philosophy will come from your VPBM exercises only. But the more you enhance it, the more you prove it, the more customers say, okay, I came for this and you gave me, wow, I'll give you 2 more customers. Yeah. For that, you'll have to creatively design the critical transactions which you identified in the business model in line with your philosophy. So I give McDonald's example, how they've designed the billing counter to the seating, to the manufacturing of your burger, to shake. They've designed everything based on speed. Yeah. Starbucks has designed everything based on experience. So they're least bothered to serve you in 10-15 minutes. They might take more time, but they want you to stay there for more time. Yeah, that's their experience objective. Apple is least bothered that you don't want intrusive salespeople. Because they will be intrusive. They'll come and ask you, what are you here for? This is there, that is there. They'll do, if I may use the word hard sell, or they hard explanation of their products. Yeah, so that's what they've designed around that. Apple Store is designed around technological superiority, which they have to show. So once you build these, identify the philosophy, you design your customer transactions based on that philosophy only. And it'll all come one by one as you come. Subtly capture customer likes and dislikes. Although I believe speed is critical, but if the burger is not hot, it's dislike for the customer. Yeah. So subtly capture those likes and dislikes. As an Indian, I want my burger quickly, but I want it hot also. So you cannot serve me a cold burger and say, Jaldi de diya na. So subtly capture those likes and dislikes. And therefore, your customer understanding will improve. Yeah. Therefore, work out the full customer engagement flow from the time he entered your business to be served to the time he's leaving your business after he's served and a happy customer. Yeah. And of course, if you need support, how are you going to support? So the tips for this are: design both commercial and non-commercial transactions, ensure the customer feedback is taken, but subtly. It should not be over the top customer feedback. And just build those sample examples of present, easy, convenient transactions in your value exchange journey. Questions? This is exercise 3, which we have discussed. And now comes the last exercise, which is, first you bought my product, but I'm not going to leave you at that. I want you to championize my product. That's the key objective of BD. That ideally 10 to 20% of my customers should come from my existing customers. From new customers should come from my existing customers. So how do I convert my customer to a power user / champion? So that's the objective of the last exercise, that we to convert these customers into champions to achieve business growth. And as I said, it's a zero marketing. We've heard of so many zero marketing budget plans. But at the same time, they can come only when you have champion customers. And that's the sign of early product market fit with VCs look for. That, okay, if I invest into this business, is there new customers coming in from existing customers? And which is the NPS score which they invented. And I've taught you NPS. Ask that. Any of you got the NPS survey link? Builder Need, I think, got. Some of you got it?
No, not.
Okay. So she will send it. I sent it to a few cohort 2 and cohort 1. So it is 1 to 10 on a rating of 1 to 10. How likely are you to recommend Sarthi, when we asked, to your friends / acquaintances? And if it is 9-10, you take +1. If it is 7-8, you take 0. If he marks you 1 to 6, it is -1. So 21 customers took it for us, and there were 12 people who said 9-10, and there was 1 person who said 1. So we did 12 minus 1 equal to 11 divided by 21 equal to 52%. And any NPS more than 50 is considered to be wow. The VCs would be very happy to invest into businesses which have a NPS of more than 50 at a good foundation. If I have only 5 customers and NPS is 50, no, should have at least a good number of customers with an NPS of 50 plus. VCs like such business, because that's the sign of early product market fit. Where if you remember, I mentioned product market fit when your demand leads supply. So you have 110 customers, you are able to serve only 110 customers are going back saying, Mal nahi hai. So there's no, Blue Element does not have time to serve you. Yeah? So that's about early product market fit. So for that, in fact, you can not only use champions for recommending to other customers. You can use them for posts. They can give you testimonials. They can write articles for you on where they got value. So I wrote an article for a startup which I was wowed by. So like that, they can do much more than give you new customers. Yeah. So you can even train them to do what you want them to do. Yeah. So you can trigger interactions and leverage them for content creation, content engagement. So and it's done quite effectively by a few companies where the customer is trained to do that. Harley Davidson. So Harley Davidson, high-end bike, very little marketing budgets, but the customers force them to create Harley Davidson clubs. The customers force them to create Harley Davidson Sunday drive-throughs. Yeah, even in India now. Yeah, so it's the customers who are leading it. They are also happily more and more making customers lead groups in local cities and build these communities, and therefore they are able to sell Harley Davidson gear also along with that. But it's all led by their champions who love Harley Davidson and are ready to do anything for it. Yeah? So like that, you'll have to also think of how you can championize your company or product through your customers. This is the last exercise. Yeah. Happy to take questions.
There is one question that comes always is, for example, for Scopin, we have a large community behind us, besides us. And if you ask people, they will definitely say that they will recommend. But what is that extra trigger that we can create for that that activity to happen really? Why should they recommend, or at what point will they recommend? That is little oblivion. We don't know that. We know that they will recommend, but we don't know whether they are actually recommending or not. Now, if there is any way by which we can actually figure it out, or any tool, I'm just putting a thought. Maybe not now, but
your answer is coming also for me. Because when someone is saying he recommend, in fact, after I released the NPS survey, I got 3 recommendations because someone had said 10 and he felt guilty. I've said 10, I need to recommend, and I got 3 recommendations from people who had said 10 in that NPS survey. Yeah. Okay. And it was anonymous NPS survey. See, the beauty of NPS is also don't put name, because I don't want to hold your neck afterwards. Why did you rate me 1? Yeah. So anonymous NPS survey.
Okay.
That gives more authenticity also, because I didn't ask the customer's name. I just asked him, how likely are you to recommend? So it was anonymous NPS. You'll get it. I think Abhilasha will send it to you today, tomorrow.
So which means that NPS itself is a kind of a nudge and a soft trigger.
Yeah, it's a trigger, right? Whether you are early product market fit or you need to improve the VPBM.
Girish, are you expecting in the steps, identify champions, onboard champions? You want a plan for that? You actually want us to onboard the champions?
You can do both simultaneously, no?
But that might take time. No, onboarding champions will take.
So ideally, if it's a running business, there would be champions who would be onboarded without your effort also. See, like Sarthi, it just happened. We were serving customers. We don't have a Harley Davidson type plan to kind of get value out of our champions. Right? If you have a business, is there value in the value exchange happening? You should be having champions. So just find them out. Onboard is this is more standardized. This is more doing it in a more organized way. But ideally, early product market business will have champions. You have to just find them first. And then keep this ready. Keep this plan ready of how you want to build a structure around championizing.
Got it.
Don't put too much effort. As I said, if your first plan should be executable in the next 30-45 days, the next plan will be with the money. So having the club, having like Rajaram had given so many ideas of how we can create a alumni of Sarthi. So all these plans are available to share to someone who's going to invest into Sarthi going forward. Yeah, that okay, this is how we plan to championize and organize our people whom we've touched, our customers, present and ex. Right. So this is the outcome document which you want to see from you, and I put a TG also by 25th April. So what value, the first A to B exercise, who are the PGs you're going to target? And I'm again repeating, first focus on what you know. Don't be worried about what you don't know. So focus on the PGs you know under the TG you want to target. And As long as it's 200 of your 100, if you have a 100 capacity, even if you build a marketing BD plan of 200, that's good enough for execution. And then later on, we can build a plan of 1000 plus when we have a capacity of say 1000. Yeah. So build this plan, and end of the day, it should be in dash timeline. These customer value I will acquire and build. It should have that summary in rupees, and therefore top line, bottom line, both rupees. This number of customers, this top line, this bottom line. And priorities will emerge as you build this plan. The priorities of, is championizing my priority today for Blue Element? Maybe no. So as you build this plan, the priorities will emerge. My commitment to you, just start building it, focus on what you know, and the priorities will emerge. As you discuss round 1, round 2, round 3 with your mentor investor, the priorities will emerge. So this is the BD exercise. Yeah.
And to start with, this TG can be a consumer and not necessarily a customer, right? Someone who either consumes your product or pays for your product. It can be a mix of that as well, right? Or it has to be for example, I might have, let's say, out of 100 people, 90 people might be using my product for premium, and 10 people might be ready to pay for it to become a premium member. So for me, initially, I don't need to worry whether it's a freemium or premium, as long as people are ready to use my product. I think that should be good enough to start with, right? As a target.
Fair. Yeah. TG who's in a freemium model, but the 10 should be assured. Then only this, if the 10 is weak, then the 100, you are still in the VP game only. Yeah. A VP and VM game.
Get it.
The 10 is not assured, it's a VP VM challenge instead of a BD plan challenge. So don't build a BD plan on a weak VP and non-effective VM.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
So that's what this is basically, as I said, as you are in gold, we identified, we've given you the gaps. The BD plan is to not have misalignment between what you are doing and what is your TG, and chasing non-customers. It's going to conserve a lot of energy and put your energy behind the right TGs and TPGs. Yeah. So that's the idea of building this plan, and ideally at the gold stage. So this is P1 activity for gold startups, P2 activity for silver startups.
For the silver startups.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
So this is the, so I've finished the BD exercise. Yeah. Any questions overall before I go to the next 2 pillars of gold mainly? Yeah. So we invited Select Silver just to give you a line of sight of what happens in gold. Yeah. That was the idea of inviting Bildani, Rakesh, you, Tripthal, yeah, to give you a line of sight that, okay, this is the next steps. P2 activity, if you have energy, surely give it. But P1 is the report card gaps.
Truly appreciate.
Thanks. So I can go to the next 2 pillars, which is again in gold. So we are 13 of us as Team Saarthi now. So I proudly say that anyone under the sun is 2 steps away from Team Saarthi, and it got proven also. I said it before and it got proven. So use this resource. In fact, it's one of championizing. We are the ones who are kind of coming on your side and saying we'll be happy, and the gold level to championize for you with our references, contacts, connections. Yeah. So use this resource available. And for that, I've created this sheet. So this sheet is what, just tell me if you can, it's gone from the PPT to the sheet. It's not yet gone. I'll open it in the, okay, this sheet, you can see the sheet. Check, I'm there.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Okay. So
and
this
Girish, I have already saved this in the folder of those startups who have moved into gold.
Perfect.
Blue Element, Sal, Where My Specs, Lens and Meds.
Okay. Thanks, Raghu. Thanks.
Welcome.
Lens and Meds is there? Okay, not there. So this is the second pillar. First pillar we discussed was the BD strategy. Second pillar is the, you can see the screen. Should I increase it? It's the referral plan and monitoring. So we had promised in silver we'll not be giving link ups. Gold, we are eagerly waiting to give you link ups now. Yeah. So just fill this sheet. Give us a few reference points. So I have these 3 customers. If I take Blue Element example, these 3 IT companies. So then we can go to the 4th IT company, which is similar stage, similar, because see, you don't want to rush into going into a larger customer and not filling his need. So have that discussion with your lead mentor investor that, hey, should I attack this now? Should I? And then fill in this exact specific need. I want to link up to ABC and this organization at this destination, and we'll work for you to get you that. So in fact, give us that specific. Don't give us general that any IT company in Bangalore, give me a lead. All right? That will not get you a lead. The more specific you are, that's why I put contact name also. And with the confidence that, okay, you crack these three IT companies, these fourth you'll be able to crack. Don't touch this fifth one because it is 10 times bigger than the fourth you crack. Either it's going to be a super hit or it's going to be a flop, and there's a risk that it's going to be a flop. So let's not tap it now. So that kind of link up.
But Girish, I'm kind of lost here. What is the objective of this sheet here?
To use Team Saarthi for being your connection to enter into new organization, new business.
Okay.
Use Team Saarthi for, so we are your connections to enter into any business which you want to. Okay. And as I proudly say, we are 2 steps away from anyone under the sun, as 13 of us, as Team Saarthi. So we are your BNI, if you know BNI, na?
Okay. Got it. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, BNI.
And what is date of request? The data requested you?
So this is monitoring. So you requested us on, say, today, next step, mentor investor say, this is monitoring from our side.
Got it.
That how is the leads getting converted to business and growth?
Got it. Wonderful.
So any questions on this also? This is the second pillar. First pillar, BD plan, for which again we put the activities here. So just self-rate yourself in this VPPM, and then exercise 1, 2, target date, mentor investor review date, review comments. So we've just put, so this is first which we shared. Second is the referrals. Yeah. So use Team Saarthi. I know you're not paying for this BNI membership, but this BNI membership is waiting to give you the right leads for you to grow.
Wonderful.
Thank you. And the last is the due diligence documents. So again, I put the documents which you have to upload onto a folder. So these are the documents. There are 12 documents, 12 heads. There'll be more documents. So just put your comments, uploaded, not available, whatever. And then Team Saarthi comment by. So it's mentioned here, Raghu and Sanjay will be the 2 leads from our side for this due diligence effort. Make a due diligence folder and store everything. And this is your self-declaration, 5 statements. So all this entire document is there as a general document. You can make it your heading document and start storing these documents. In fact, this is first level due diligence. After safe commitment receipt, there will be a formal due diligence from a third party legal firm. Yeah. But this is first level so that we don't get any surprises post our angel network effort. Right. So these are all documents mentioned here. You can check it out. Any questions you can raise to Raghu or Sanjay. So they will be leading the due diligence. And of course, the next step is for safe. Yes.
You may probably want to update them about 2 companies that have gone through even safe due diligence, right? And they are now ready for money.
Yeah, so in that sense, Expressions, in fact, has not only got safe, they've got a family office commitment also. So cohort 1 startup, like they were also invited today. Are they there today, Inder and Sumant? I think they're not there. Yeah. So they went through this BD exercise also, and they got a safe commitment of almost 1 crore. And
with cohort 1?
Cohort 1 startup, Expressions. Yeah, it is a EdTech startup.
Girish, this folder that Raghu was talking about, is it restricted access?
No, it's your folder only. We've given you an initial folder where you store your.
But that folder doesn't have a restricted access. I think.
No, it doesn't have restricted access. Achha, you were saying in terms of someone else misusing it that way?
Right.
I will make it restricted access.
Please.
Oh, okay, fine. I'll make it restricted. Good point. I will make it restricted access.
And the name of the file is exactly what is appearing here at the top. Post discovery phase, goal checklist, activity plan.
Yeah, this file we put it, but what he's suggesting, Raghu, is the folder should be restricted.
Yeah, I got it. I got that.
I'll do that.
For ease of their reference and locating it quickly, I thought I'll just tell them the name of the file also.
Great. So any questions? Silver startups, Raghu Tripthrill, Sumant, any questions? Sumant from
yeah. I think we are good with this.
Good. Okay.
So our goal is to right now build BD plan V1.
That is your P2, Vinod. P1 is gaps. So
Okay.
you have to convince us on Saturday when we are meeting physically that gaps are fulfilled. Let's build a BD plan.
Okay.
P2. Yeah.
So P1 is
Gaps in the
gaps.
report card. In the report card. there are
gaps. Okay, got it.
VPBM gaps. Critical VPBM gaps. If you have time, do build this. But as I
No,
said,
no,
the
I understood.
foundation-
I yeah, understood what you're saying. Yeah, because we do have gaps, and so we are not ready for the BD plan V1 yet. So correct.
Yes, sir. But still, you know what is next. So if the
Understood.
gap is fulfilled in
Okay.
15
So
days, you know what
this-
you have to do next. That was the
Understood.
idea. In my
Got
mind.
it. Got it. Got it.
Raghu Tripthil, any questions?
No, I'm good at this stage, Girish.
Mukut, any
No
questions?
questions.
Mukut, ये सब alien तो नहीं है ना मुकुट मतलब मैंने
No, sir.
Spanish-
I'm here.
Okay, no, but I hope this is not Spanish or बता देने का दोस्त नहीं तो रघु
Yes,
आपको
yes, yes.
हाँ
I'm following it.
आपके लिए ये क्रिटिकल है मुकुट अभी
Yeah.
तो स्टार्टअप के एग्जीक्यूशन मोड में चले जाता है तो उसको लगता है ये सब क्या कागज मतलब कागज काले करने का काम मत बताओ यार मुझे धंधा क्या लेके आ सकते हैं मतलब नहीं वो माइंडसेट में चले जाता है स्टार्टअप सो कागज काले करो मतलब माय सबमिशन टू यू इज
Hey, I'm ready with all the documents. Actually, I have uploaded some of the documents in the folder also.
ओके ग्रेट
I'll
ग्रेट
again check the list, whatever is pending, I'll do the.
great so anything to add from the mentor investors Ranjit Rajaram Manoj ji
Very comprehensive
good.
coverage, Girish.
thank you Ranjit
Yeah, I would echo that.
thank you
I would just say thank you, Professor Girish.
अरे बाप रे so thanks everyone thanks
Yeah, thanks, Girish.
thanks and we'll be in touch yeah okay thank you
Thank you, Girish.
take care have a nice weekend bye
Have a nice weekend.
you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Girish.
Thanks, Girish. Bye, everyone.